Can I take off? Am I okay with taking off the mask? My name is Raul Chong, and I'm a gardener. The reason I came forward into um, speaking about Bigfoot with my encounters is because I feel that not many people out there are talking about their experiences because in the just getting like who believes people who see Bigfoot. It's just not really a thing to say. And I'm not saying this. Okay, so obviously my background check is not the cleanest. I have 5 DUIs, 2 misdemeanors, and yeah, I don't think I want to go with the rest of the stuff. But you get it. I'm not. People would assume I'm not an honest person, but I'm telling you that what I saw is real, and this is my story. I'm originally from Visalia, California, and the market there is saturated with a lot of underpaid gardeners. So going to Alaska, I tapped into a market that was, flourishing, but didn't have that touch, that Mexican touch. I'm Mexican, and we're known for being a landscaper. Dude, I'll tell you that I'm probably one of the top landscapers in. The reason my friend Rojas isn't here to validate my story is because unfortunately he got deported back to Mexico. I'm not here to convince anyone that I saw Bigfoot. That's for the audience to make that decision. I'm here just to, say my story and pretty much just give the people, what my experience was when I encountered Bigfoot. So when we got kicked out of Showgirls, we decided, like enough was enough for the night. And when we were heading to the truck, Rojas was stumbling, and I had already had a few beers. We got in the truck, and we headed out to Denali. Just reliving the moment, like it feels. You guys promised me you guys were gonna give me beer like throughout the thing, and I haven't had a beer. Can we, before we go for? I recall things better when I drink, because it's like I'm living the moment again. And if you guys have, so that day started. It was a very interesting day. You know, we had a long trip. We were tired. We went to a local bar and we had a few drinks. Down the street was Showgirls. Me and Rojas had never been to, he likes American white women, and Mexico, you don't get that too often unless you have Shakiras in there. But so after Showgirls, it was around 2 o'clock. We ended up leaving. Well, actually, we got kicked out, but that was before. We had to go on the road anyway. After Showgirls, we decided that enough was enough. So it was around 2 in the morning. We were originally supposed to take off around midnight, but for whatever reason happened, it resulted in that. So we got in my truck, and we still had about 2.5 hours till we got to Denali. So, the roads were quiet. And when you're in Alaska, you gotta definitely watch out for deer. You got moose, sometimes bears that cross the road. So, we weren't really thinking about it. Rojas was just babbling about how good that the Showgirls was, and we're laughing, doing like normal things. It was late at night, and was not really focused on the road. Rojas said something, I can't recall what he said, but then I hit something. Like it was hard. It like dented the front end of my truck. And the first thing I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, I hope I didn't hit a person. And in the back of my head, I didn't think it was going to be a person because I figured it was going to be an animal. But also I was thinking, I was like, damn, like, truck isn't cheap. It's what I use for landscaping, So it's my work truck, So, a few weeks without work and it really hurts me. So we go out and we check it out. And at first we don't see anything because there's nothing on the street. So when I hit whatever it was, it pretty much kind of like he rolled on the top end and went to the side of the road. And the side of the road, bear in mind, there's like a semi like cliff type thing, but it was still. So we were trying to find, there was like blood and hair on. So at that time I was more relieved because I knew we hit like an animal rather than a person. Not that a person would be that late. And then Rojas was looking and he's like, he points at the thing and I was like, oh shoot, it's a bear. And so we go down there and when we were getting close, I would say maybe 15 feet from the body, it stunk. So we're walking towards what we thought was a dead bear down the ledge that we saw. And as we're approaching and getting, obviously the stench just started getting stronger. And when we both saw what it was kind of laid down, face down, so we couldn't see the face. But we definitely saw what it was, and it was not a bear. At that point, Rojas was like, no mames, güey. Like, no es un oso. It means no, it wasn't a bear. I totally agreed with him. And like, the first thing that I thought was like, I was looking at him, I was like, oh shit, dude, this is a fucking Bigfoot, It's a Bigfoot, And then Rojas, dumbass, he's still drunk, so he's like, flip him over, Acá mira que grande su verga es, So we're trying to flip Bigfoot. And as you got to get momentum to flip this motherfucker, he was huge. And it's weird because like it felt like it had muscle mass, And so as where we're getting that rock and push, that's when Rojas saw in his term his verga, And so we're flipping him over, and he was like, "No mames, güey, ir a que grande está ese pinche verga." So, reason why people want to see footage. People, we did take footage. That's the problem, But the thing where we screwed up is we reported it, and when we called 911, it was not 911. It was not police officers. It looked like some military shit. So that's where shit started. Like, Rojas was like, at that point, I had told Rojas to like not be with me at that point because I didn't want them to deport him, because we're already like in a situation where we're not even supposed to be in, on top of like a situation that we didn't ask for, So it was. There's a lot of things that could have done this, should have done that, but then you don't think about the things. I did the right thing, I'm not gonna kill something and just leave it on the side. This is historic. Whatever it is, it was unbelievable. What we saw was just not something that everyone gets to see all the time. I dedicate this interview to Rojas. I know he couldn't be here right now, but if he was here, he would definitely show you guys and like explain in his own words that what he saw was definitely not a bear.